What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some of the best ways to farm for rogue agents in the game, which more importantly is a guaranteed way to get you named items. Now, the main reason I wanted to put this together was due to the fact that one of the most commonly asked questions I get at the channel is how can you get named items in the game? Now, we all know you can get them from the global events, but for instance, the last one really wasn't a popular one, so a lot of people are wondering what are your other options. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. And remember, we are currently having a giveaway for an Xbox Series S. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced on April 4th of this year. So this was actually a video I was going to put out last week. However, with the global event ending today, I figured it was the perfect time because now we no longer have the opportunity to earn stars and actually buy named caches and things like that in the game. Now, the one thing I want to make sure I mention is the only downside to farming rogue agents in the open world and the summit is the fact that they will not drop Dark Zone exclusive items. One of the best benefits of the global events is the fact that when you do buy those named caches, you do have the opportunity to get those Dark Zone exclusive named items. However, this is still a great opportunity to get a lot of good gear. With that being said, let's get into the farming areas themselves. And as I start off, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your feedback in regards to the survey I put out on both Twitter and on my community page on YouTube in regards to your favorite places to farm for rogue agents. And by far the #1 place was farming in the summit, because it seems for most of you out there, you're running into rogue agents once every 10 floors, something around that area, which is a really great breakdown. And I know a lot of people may not like farming in the summit. However, if you are trying to find those rogue agents, especially on legendary difficulty, it is a great place to hit up. Now, one thing I recommend doing is if you get to a floor on the summit and you do not see rogue agents, you can fast travel back to the lobby and try again. Now, that's happened to me a few times where that method has actually worked. So I get to floor, let's say 11, and nothing happens. I go back to the lobby 2 or 3 times, and you hear the alert, and then you're good to go. Another question a lot of you are asking is, can you find rogue agents on boss floors? So floors 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. And to my recollection and to the best of my knowledge, the answer is no. I have never seen rogue agents on a boss floor because that's typically where the named bosses are. Now, if you've seen otherwise, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. And I think one of the main reasons people are asking this question is because, as most of you know, I've put out a video showing you how to farm for unlimited bosses in the summit. And people are wondering, can you kill 2 birds with 1 stone? Can you possibly find rogue agents there as well? And to the best of my knowledge, like I said, I don't think you can. Moving on, my friends, we're now going to talk about farming for rogue agents in the open world. We're going to start in New York, and we're at the Food Bank Safe House in the Financial District, I believe. Now, first of all, once you leave the safe house, the second you get to the elevator, if the rogue agent is going to be in that area, that's when you are going to hear the alert. Now, as I mentioned earlier, one thing I do is if I get to the elevator, I don't hear the actual rogue agent alert sound. I will then reset my control points. I'll either reset the game entirely, do one of those 2 things. Now, when you leave the safe house, the rogue agents are going to be in one of 2 areas. They're going to be straight ahead of you, or you're going to make a left. You're going to go down here by this area, and then you will see them pop up right over on the right side. Now, a lot of you responded to the survey I put out, and you mentioned the fact that one of the most frustrating, or I guess challenging things about farming for rogue agents in the open world is the fact that you'll hear their music and you have no idea where to go. Now, for me, I had 2 places that worked on a consistent basis, one of which I'm showing you now, and the other one is in DC, which we'll get into in a minute. Now, if you have any other ones that you want to recommend, as always, please let me know in the comment section down below. I know I heard from a lot of you out there, like I said. However, unfortunately, I was unable to recreate some of the recommendations you passed along when it comes to farming, which brings me to a very important aspect. If you are trying to hit up one of these spots and you've reset your control points 3 or 4 times and nothing happens, I definitely recommend moving on to another location. Which now, my friends, brings us to our next safe house location, which is located in DC at the last stop, which is in Judiciary Square. Now, once again, with this area, once you get here, you're going to go to the south exit. Now, this is the important part. As I mentioned earlier, you will hear the notification for the rogue agents the second you clear the doorway. So again, you're listening for
rogue agent detected.
And the music kicks in and all that stuff. Now the question is, where are the agents located? Now, this one was really popular, and a lot of you mentioned the fact that you'd get here and you couldn't actually find the location, so I wanted to map it out for you really quick. Another thing I heard from a lot of you out there is the fact that you would hear this rogue agent music in multiple locations in the open world. However, you would be unable to find the actual location of the agents themselves. Now, one thing I've discovered, and you guys probably already know this, but obviously as you get closer to the agents, the music is going to get louder. So if you hear it starting to kind of soften down, go in the opposite direction, like I said, it will get louder as you get closer to their location. The other thing I want to make sure I mention is the fact that you do not need to be on heroic for these rogue agents to show up. A lot of people reached out saying, are they only on heroic? Does difficulty matter? The answer is no. You can see here I'm on challenging difficulty and I wind up getting some pretty decent loot at the end of this thing. And as we move on to some of the control points that I was able to find them, I also want to mention that in the open world, when you find these locations, they will be in the same spot each time. So for instance, every time I farm at the safe house, I will wind up taking the same route. They will be in the same spot. So again, once you find them in the open world, that's where they'll be. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, most of you said you had the best luck finding rogue agents in the summit because that's just where they seem to show up the most. However, a very close second was hitting up control points in New York and DC, and for my gameplay, I was able to find them on the consistent basis at the No Hope Hotel control point, which you can see right here, and also MLK Memorial Library. I want to say 1 out of every 5 attempts they did show up. However, like I mentioned earlier, everyone's luck is going to be different in this game. You know, I heard from a lot of you saying farm Toxic Alley. I didn't have any luck there. I was trying Celebration Hotel in New York, no luck there as well. So again, try out different variations, and as I mentioned before, if you have any places that you like to hit up on a regular basis that you have success, please let me know in the comments section down below. All of you know by now the main goal at the channel is to try to help gamers out in any way we can. I do not care where the information comes from. As long as we're helping each other out, that's all that matters. With all that being said, my friends, I'm going to start to wrap this video up. The last location I'm showing you today is my favorite spot. It's MLK Memorial Library, which, you know, rogue agents just seem to spawn here all the time for me. I don't know why. It always seems to happen when there's also an elite patrol and, you know, a territory control and like 1,000 things happening at once. Which actually reminds me of a few great comments some of you made saying that every single time you try out a new build, rogue agents seem to show up when you're totally not ready for it. And secondly, it's when you're almost dead and you have no more ammo, they seem to spawn as well. So again, hopefully that's not always the case, and hopefully this video helps you out. With all that being said, I want to take a moment and again thank you all for your incredible support of this channel, and remind you, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Supply room access unlocked. Incoming backup request.
Thank you for out back there.